Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers. I'm here to talk about Game 23 of the regular season, where the Rangers lose 5-3 to the New Jersey Devils. I think we might just be bad. I'm going to use the saying that I do quite a bit, actually, which is, what do you want to talk about? And that's my fancy way of saying, that was miserable. I want to go to bed. So the Rangers get on the board first tonight. Panarin, who is now on the third line, because we looked at the team and said, you know what the problem is? Artemi Panarin. I don't know, man. So he gets moved with Hedl and Kakko. Lafreniere's on the second line, which I would almost like. What I would like more than that is if the second line was Lafreniere, Artemi, and Trocheck instead of Gaudreau. Like, why, if you want to make a move to try to spark offense, is it moving Panarin down but keeping Gaudreau on the second line and VC on the that's not even the point of tonight, but Panarin, gorgeous feed from Hedl. Love to see that. Philip Hedl's looked pretty darn solid this season. Panarin scores. Put the Rangers up 1-0 in this game, and you feel, okay, that's really good. That was super early, a little over a minute in, and you're like, okay, Rangers could build off of it, and you almost think they do, because a little bit after that, Rangers just putting stuff on in front of the net. I want to say this was a drive from Trouba. Kreider ends up touching the puck at some point, but then Mika Zibanejad puts in, rebound, makes it a 2-0 Rangers lead, and early, a little over 3 minutes in, 3 minutes and 1 second into this game, it's 2-0 Rangers. And you have a chance to right a horrible wrong from a couple nights ago, where you blew the 3-0 lead against Edmonton in the third period, right? This multi-goal lead in a game that you could build off of and gain momentum and have a get-right game and feel good about yourselves and gain the confidence back in your team. And the Rangers get the opportunity again. But this on an even grander scale, because now you're doing it against one of the best teams in hockey in the New Jersey Devils, who have been on a heater. I want to say 16 of their last 15 coming into this game, right? Just unbelievable. And you have a 2-0 lead early. And you can just snuff them out early and take the momentum. But the Rangers are incapable of carrying momentum. That has been the biggest thing that I've noticed this season. We can't do a damn thing with momentum. Here's a fun fact that no one asked to know. The Rangers have scored first in their previous 3 losses. We scored first against Anaheim. We scored 3 times in a row against Edmonton before blowing that game, and twice tonight. Multiple things can be true at once, and I say this getting ready to say another thing. Multiple things can be true. Igor was not good. Igor was very not good. Igor was bad. 3 goals. The Tomas Tatar goal was it was a nice backhander, but you'd really like Shesterkin to have that. The second one, which was the Sharangovich, was an awful turnover, but not the best of shots, and you'd like Shesterkin to have had that one as well. The Hughes goal, and I understand it's a breakaway, and I don't like putting breakaways on goalies. I really don't. But that goal, the Kucherov, just a little trickler in the 5-hole, and you're just banging your head against the table. And that gives them the lead. And the positive is the 4th goal was simply not on Igor at all, because it was a shot, I want to say, it was a shot by Wood that doesn't go in and falls right into Brennan Schneider's lap for a clear, and he just doesn't. And then Michael McLeod puts it in. Schneider has got to clear that. And you might say, well, Weston, he's a young player. I don't care how young he is. This could be his NHL debut. Any player, let alone defenseman, has got to be able to clear that puck. Got to be able to clear it. And he doesn't. Multiple things can be true. Igor wasn't good enough tonight. And I hate saying that because he carried us on his back and in most cases drug this team kicking and screaming to relevance last year, right? Only reason, and now we're very much seeing the only reason you were close to the playoffs last year was because of how good Igor Shesterkin was, right? Last year was Igor in spite of everything else. This season he's returned to a normal level of good. He's still good. He's still above average, I would even say. He's just not that upper echelon of being the best season in franchise history. And go figure, when he isn't playing Hasek Simulator, it's kind of hard to win. We see that now. Igor has got to be better, and you can't refute that. Him in the postgame he played awful, and he was a shame, and he apologized to fans, and you hate seeing that. Breaks my heart because, God, I love Igor Shesterkin, and after everything he did last season, even though I can clearly see that he's allowing some bad goals, I can't get mad. I just can't, because I look at last season, and I realize now, just like, man, how much we depended on him. But he took the responsibility. Defense has also got to be better. The offense and everyone has got to understand that when you have momentum, when you have that lead, you've got to keep it rolling. And you just can't, and that's on everyone. The fact that you had a 2-goal lead in this game and just gave it back to them almost immediately, that's on everyone. Everyone. That's on the defense, the offense, the coaching staff. That brings me to this. We have changed up the lines a lot this season. That's clearly something that we're not afraid to do. Why have we not changed the defense pairs? They've looked awful. Awful. Swap Fox with someone. Put Fox with Trouba, or him with Miller, or Schneider with some... The defense pairings look terrible. Fox and Lindgren look bad. Miller and Trouba, specifically Trouba, is horrific. Trouba might be one of the worst defensemen in the league this season, and I don't like saying that because I like Jacob Trouba, but by God, has he been terrible this season. Miller is just kind of becoming not great by proxy. I don't even want to say it's Miller, because it isn't really him making the bad plays. Like, he's on the ice for a lot of goals against. But if you look at it, it's just Trouba not doing anything. Miller's got his guys, sometimes 2 of them, because that's what we have to ask now. It just doesn't matter. Everything's got to be better. And I've said this before. The Rangers, I said too talented, but what I really need to emphasize now, are too expensive to not be good. You're too expensive to not be good. You're tapping your head on the salary cap. And you're currently... Are you even in a playoff spot at the moment? You're not. You are 10-9-4. That's a fancy way of saying you're 10-13. But you have 4 losses where you happen to stumble into the extra time before you lost them in heart-wrenching fashion. You've still lost 13 of the 23 you've played. That's the important part that I want to bring emphasis to. You're only a point out of a playoff spot, and that does not sell how poor this team has played this season. Rangers would get another goal in this game. It was Trocheck just kind of fighting for it. Nice play from Vinny. Like, the offense wasn't terrible. He had 38 shots. Expected goals if you take away the empty netter, which is basically just free for the other team. I think he had more expected goals than them. It wasn't bad. Deserves to win meter was actually, like, really in favor of the Rangers tonight, which is a weird sentence to say. He didn't play terrible, but the defense and Igor were not good enough, and the offense, specifically the power play, I already made the comparison once. You look like children who run into a room at full speed, say, hi, and then run out. It's just a lot of nothing. It's just high energy nothing. And you've got to do some serious soul searching because you're paying too much to be bad. So you play again on Wednesday. You're in Ottawa at 7 p.m. And I don't know what game tape or replays or... I mean, maybe try watching Miracle, but you got to do something because if we lose 4 consecutive games... I'm going to get on here, and I'm going to be very upset. And contrary to what you might believe, I don't like making yelly videos. I would rather make happy videos and get, like, 1 view. So I'll be here after that game. Please, for the love of God, win. And that's all I got. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.